So just a few quick studies. I'll just read some of the bits out of here. If it's posted on the screen, it's quoted from the article. I'm not making this stuff up. All right. So according to this paper, patients with similar mean glucose or glycosylated hemoglobin, A1C, values can have markedly different daily glucose profiles. I'll show you an image of this later, with differences both in number and duration of glucose excursion. That makes sense. In vitro, in animal, and in human studies and experimental settings consistently report a deleterious effect of intermittent high glucose, either larger than, and this is what I was saying, larger than or as large as constantly high glucose despite less total glucose exposure. If you're having fluctuations, you have less total glucose exposure because there's highs and there's lows, there's mountains and there's valleys, right? They go on to say, in comparison to the long-acting analog insulin glargine, the GLP1 agonist, turns out, is this is going to come together for you guys. GLP1 agonists help with glucose variability, okay? Another quick one, in this study, we've been able to show that oscillating glucose variability over a period of 24 hours is more damaging to endothelial function than is stable high constant glucose. This should be, if you're not aware of some of this stuff, this should be a little bit mind-blowing. It was to me. And this paper says the same thing. Look at this. Particularly in glycemic variability, particular attention should be paid to such emerging therapeutic agents like GLP1 agonists and DPP4 inhibitors that can act through this incretin pathway. So if you're paying attention to this, you should be thinking, wow, glycemic variability is a problem. Can we measure that in people? If so, it looks like things that we like, I'm trying to think that doesn't act on GLP-1, berberine, like fenugreek. Fenugreek, does that act on GLP-1? Because we need to be pumping some people with GLP-1 and not ideally not injecting them. Let's see if we can get them to make it naturally.